The one thing I stopped doing in 2025 was probably the best thing I did in 2025. I did a whole dry 2025, December 28th, made 365 days with no alcohol. So me personally, I am really just a social drinker. I literally don't even drink at home at all. I really only drink when I go out. But like a lot of us already know, one drink can easily turn into 2, 3, 4, 5 very, very fast, like so fast. So it was one random morning. I remember it was the end of November. It had to be like 6 a.m. I wake up early. I am an early riser. I love to just have some peace and quiet and some me time before the world wakes up. And I was downstairs making my morning tea, and I heard God so clearly, like a whisper in my ear. That's what type of clarity I heard in God's voice, like God. And I heard God say, a year. Fast from alcohol for a whole year. So the crazy thing is, I didn't question it. I didn't try to come up with an excuse of why I couldn't. I immediately surrendered. I'm like, the new year is coming up. What perfect timing. I can do this. Now, I am an avid faster. I will fast with the quickness. I will fast from meat, social media, food altogether. Whenever I feel called to fast, I will do it. But from my experience of fasting, God will bless you with so much clarity. Like the answers that you need, and even the answers you didn't know you needed, they will show up in your life so clear. And it's just something that you have to experience for yourself. Like the answers could show up in a conversation with a friend or even a stranger. It could be on a billboard that you're driving by on the highway. It could be in a song or a podcast that you're listening to. It could be an idea just planted in your mind, or even a message in a book that somebody else suggested you to read. But when those answers and when that clarity shows up, you will 100% know it's God. And so when I heard God say a year, I heard God say elevation. God was telling me, watch me elevate your life if you can make this one sacrifice for 365 days. I told myself a year is a small amount of time in the grand scheme of your life. And if you can't do a year, you can't commit to anything. This is a commitment for God. This is not just a commitment for anybody or anything. It is a commitment for God. Even in committing to this, I knew God's promise was not this time promise. God wasn't saying by the end of this year or the end of the fast, you're going to have your dream life and your dream car, your dream house, all the money in the world. That's not what God was saying. But one thing I do know is that God's promise is better than any other promise in this world. And so even if this elevation was not revealed to me by the end of the year or the end of my fast or the end of my 365 days, I still know it's coming. I know it's on the way. I know it's going to happen because God said so. And have I experienced elevation in my life this year? 100%. But do I know more elevation is coming? 100%. And so I went into the year knowing that my elevation could come before the year is over, or it could come 2 to 3 years later, or whenever. But that my only job was to hold good on my commitment in this moment. That was my only job. And so the reason that I'm sharing this is because I had a friend tell me that my obedience inspired her to stand firm on making some decisions and commitments that she knew she needed to make. She realized she didn't need a why. Because sometimes God's guidance and calling on your life cannot be explained. Like, you literally just have to move. It's between you and God anyway. It doesn't have to make sense to anybody else. So this was for anybody feeling called to something greater, a fast, a sacrifice. And your sacrifice may not be my sacrifice. That's between you and God. But it's something that you should do and something that you can do. And as for me, I won't even say that I'm never drinking alcohol again. But what I can say is that my sacrifice and my commitment turned into a year of obedience. December 28th, the last drink that I had, a commitment that I saw through, all the way through. And I am so proud of myself. And I just cannot wait to see how God continues to move and elevate in my life.